Let me welcome a few people that just came in now. Let me see here. Jean McCockley, Sebastian Epoa, Franz Marcel. Oh, this one doesn't have a name yet. No name. Okay. Mateos, you are welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. In here, you by the time you leave, you will be excited. Let me use the words of Dr. Derek. You will be excited because every time that you come here, you learn something new. Here at Deep Dive, we make sure that every question here is answered. Whatever you brought will be taken care of. Dr. Derek is one of those that will be on his feet, even for how many, no matter the duration of the webinar, he will be on his feet to make sure that every question is answered. Every leader here is working hard to make sure that you are fine. Having said that, good evening, everyone. You are welcome to Deep Dive. The Deep Dive platform, it starts every 8 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Tuesday and Thursdays. So mark that on your calendar. If you are new here, be rest assured that we will be here again on Thursday, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Having said that, let me greet those that just came in. Please, if you don't mind, you can name yourself so that we can just call you by your name. Let me go to, okay, Adrian Andros.
Brother Alfred, thank
yes,
you.
You're welcome.
It's 7:05.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Brother Alfred, for welcoming all our guests who have signed in already and those who will. We appreciate it. Dr. Derek, if you are ready, it's time for us to get the show rolling. Are you ready, Dr. Derek? I know you were born ready, so just reconfirm by action.
Host started recording.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Greetings to each and every global ambassadors and all our viewers, both on internet and YouTube and otherwise. We are so very honored to have you today with us. Today is a beautiful day called Tuesday in the month of September 2023. And we are here in Globally Changing Lives Deep Dive. This is one of our ONPASSIVE platforms, and it is an official ONPASSIVE webinar. We are so honored to have you. We are going to start this this webinar with a signature tune by one of our global ambassadors in the name of Lerato Shadare, and she's going to sing for us In It to Win It. And I call on everyone who is here watching to watch the images because our able Dr. Derek usually has a lot of nonverbal communications about what's trendy in ONPASSIVE. So this is a unique one. Please pay attention to the details. Thank you so much, and back to you, Dr. Derek.
We are here. We are on passive. Shining bright into the future. We rise high with one heart and revolution. Lifting up humanity as we rise, standing tall, hand in hand. We are the unicorn, we are the stars. Oh, it's winning, it's winning. Oh, it's winning, it's bringing hope, shining the light. We're a nation, we are rising with one love, with one goal, bringing solution, lifting up humanity. Let's rise high, standing tall, hand in hand. We are the unicorn, we are the stars. Oh, it's winning, it's winning, it's winning. Oh, it's winning, it's
ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE, the future of internet.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Testing.
Definitely, I'm going to stay clear the closing doors because I don't want those ONPASSIVE doors to close with me not being inside. I want to be inside the train and not otherwise. Thank you very much, Dr. Derek. Wow. During questions and discussions, I would like us to during the questions and discussions, I would like us to talk about the images that were in the song that we just watched. But for now, I'm going to call on our able sister, Queen Dr. T, who is going to talk to us tonight about the mindset. And she has an outstanding topic. See you over the top. And 7 ways that ONPASSIVE will change our lives. Your life, my life, our family's lives. And who is Dr. T? I know there are probably some affiliates who are joining who may not necessarily be founders. It's good we know who we have speaking to us. And I will say Dr. T is an international inspirational speaker. She's a life coach. She's an empowerment trainer, a TV talk show host, a former TV talk show host. She's an educator and author of 4 books. And I'll just mention the names of the 4 books, just in case you're interested and would like to check them out. They are called This is a Comma in Your Life, Not a Period. I miss the hugs, but not the hurts. The Spirit in You, and Take Control of Your Life from the Inside and Out. The reason why I felt this is the right time to mention those 4 books is that this is by one of our global ambassadors, and I know based on the titles and what I have scanned through most of the 2 of the 4 books, it is very easy for us at this stage and moment in our ONPASSIVE journey to learn more from that. And our CEO promised to provide us with the monetary aspect of ONPASSIVE. So our queen, Dr. T, will provide us with the mindset, which is the monetary. How prepared are you? It is a question. And are you at the top like everybody else? And if you are not, this is the right time to get the notepads, the pencil, and make some notes as she shares the mindset with us today about the 7 ways that ONPASSIVE is going to change your life, my life, her life, this life, your lives. So Dr. T, if you are here and listening, I know you are because I saw you earlier, the microphone is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. It is such a pleasure to see all of you. Thank you so very much. It is a pleasure. Before I get into the meat of my topic, I'd like to share with you a short testimony of my ONPASSIVE journey, how I came to be a founder. And the reason why I want to share this short testimony is just to give you an insight about me, and I also will lead into why I chose this topic. See you over the top, not see you at the top, but see you over the top. And I hope that when I do this presentation, it will all make sense to you. About 2021, I believe, I became a member of ONPASSIVE. But I was introduced to ONPASSIVE years before that. I had a very close friend who kept telling me about ONPASSIVE, and I kept putting her off because I was so busy with my own life, running my nonprofit. You all know I have a nonprofit. You all know I have a mission. You all know that I have the Step Up program and books and things like that. And that is what I was busy doing. So I didn't have time to listen to what she was trying to tell me. She kept trying to tell me about this wonderful company and how it could change my life. And again, I wasn't interested. But one particular day, she came to me, and I believe that she was unctioned by God. And I do believe that God will unction us to do things. She said, I'm going to tell her one more time, and I'm not going to bother her anymore. And that is the particular time that she called me. And when I saw her number on the caller ID, I believe God spoke to my spirit and said, this is Gwen, listen to her and do it. And so as soon as she told me, I said, I'm in. I didn't even know what it was all about. I just knew it was my time to get into the organization. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have not looked back. This company has changed my life. And as you know, it's not even about the money, because I've been with you guys. I'm probably the new kid on the block. I know I'm the new kid on the block. Many of you have been here from the very beginning, so I'm the new kid. But just the short time that I've been with you, I mean, come on now. When I was introduced, you were told that I'm an international speaker. I promise you, I have never had an opportunity to speak to so many countries at one time on the same platform. That has never happened for me. Never happened for me. I've never been challenged to come up with so many different topics that will be inspiring and transforming the way I've had to do for ONPASSIVE in a deep dive platform. So when I was sitting in Bible study that last Wednesday, I was listening to the pastor. I think I was listening. And all of a sudden, it's like this word came into my head and it said, see you at the top, or see you over the top. I said, wow, okay. And I began to write that down on my notepad. This is the message that I want you to give the deep dive audience. He said, I want you to let them know the different benefits or the ways that ONPASSIVE will change their lives. Now, many of the things I'm going to share, you already know that. But I want to put it in your face. I want you to realize that this is the journey that we are on. This is the lifestyle change that we are going to embark upon and that we're going to embrace. So this is the reason why I gave you the short testimony to let you know that, hey, I wasn't all in. I wasn't in it to win it. Okay, at first, because I didn't know anything about the company. I just thought it was a way to bring income in for my nonprofit organization, because that's how she presented it to me. She never told me about any webinars. She didn't tell me that how it would impact my life. All she told me was that, hey, you could get your nonprofit organization with ONPASSIVE, and it'll bring money into your organization so that you can go out there and do the great things that you believe that you've been called to do. And that was my motivation for getting into the company. And I'm pretty sure many of you are here because at first it was all about the ducats. And I'm just going to be honest with you, it was all about the apples. But now, as you all know, it's much more than that. And that's why I entitled this message, See You Over the Top. See you over the top. And there are 7 ways that I want to share with you that ONPASSIVE would change your life. Number one, ONPASSIVE is going to create successful entrepreneurs. Some of you have never thought about ever being an entrepreneur. You probably thought it was unattainable. Me being an entrepreneur, that's probably what you said to yourself. But yes, right now, you're going to have a thriving, successful business with very little effort. In other words, you can't fail. How many people can say who are entrepreneurs that when they go out there, they can say, I can't fail? You've been taught that when you're an entrepreneur, you're going to fail. You're going to have some days where you're just not going to make it. But not with ONPASSIVE. As long as you're buying the products and you're staying engaged, which is very simple because it's so interesting. It's so interesting to stay engaged. You're not bored. So it's going to be a very, very simple task. You are going to be a part of a company and you're going to have your own profit. You're going to have a for-profit business with ONPASSIVE. You cannot fail. There's no possibility of failure. And even people who already have an established business, it's going to blow up. It's going to get bigger and better. And what about the tools that ONPASSIVE is giving everyone? One of the biggest challenges for most businesses is the marketing and the advertising, driving traffic to their business. If you ask any business owner, what is your biggest challenge? That's my challenge. I have 4 books out, trying to do the step-up program. You know what I'm trying to do. You know most of the things I'm doing. That is my biggest challenge, the marketing. Guess what? That's been taken off the table. You don't have to even worry about that. You're going to have the tools that it's going to take to make this particular entrepreneurship successful. So the first thing that I want to share again is that it's going to create entrepreneurs, not just entrepreneurs, but successful entrepreneurs with no possibility of failing. And even a website. I've heard it said that if you don't have a website, you don't have a business. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You don't have a website. So you are a legitimate business. Isn't that something? So again, number 1, ONPASSIVE will create successful entrepreneurs. Number two, ONPASSIVE will encourage new relationships. New relationships. I heard it said, I think Dr. Derek said this last week or the week before that. He said, we're a family. We're a family. You can call, I'm pretty sure you can call Dr. Derek, you can call Queen Debbie, Queen Dr. Benny, you can call me, we can interact, you know what I'm saying? We can shoot the breeze. Even when we leave this platform with Deep Dive, there are gonna be times we're gonna be getting together physically, fellowshipping outside of this platform. Right now, because of ONPASSIVE, you have developed relationships that you never thought you'd ever be able to develop. Many of you who may have come onto this platform or been part of ONPASSIVE, who may have an introverted personality, now you're coming out of your shell. You're coming out of your shell because you're being around people who are encouraging you to do that. Right now, even with this particular platform, you are around the most passionate, the authentic, and purpose-driven people in the world. And I mean that from my heart. You're around the most authentic, you're the most purpose-driven people and passionate people that I've ever met right here on this particular platform. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop here. So again, number 2, ONPASSIVE is going to encourage you to have great relationships, things that people you're going to meet from different cultures that you never thought you'd get a chance to interact with or hang out with. Nigeria, you know what I'm saying? India, all kind of places in Africa, all kind of places, Singapore. You understand what I'm saying? Everything that you ever dreamt of in terms of traveling is right here on this platform. It's right here, a part of ONPASSIVE. So again, number 2, ONPASSIVE will encourage new relationships. Number three. Now this is probably something many of you have probably never thought of. I'm going to bring this to the forefront. ONPASSIVE will encourage a stronger spiritual life. Yes, I said that. You cannot be around most of our founders and not be able to reach inside yourself and see something spiritual. I know even for myself, I've always considered myself to be a spiritual person, but even more, my spiritual life has grown. And I'm pretty sure that all of you can say the same. And I know Sister Debbie always says we don't always leave the same. But I think by being a part of this platform and all the other ones, listening to our founder, our CEO, he talks about God openly. He knows that this is a God-ordained particular, I'm going to call it a ministry. And we don't know it's a business, but it's a business ministry. He knows that God has ordained and sanctions this, and he has no problem saying it. How can you be around a great leader like that? And the leaders that we have here on Deep Dive, and the leaders that we have on YouTube, the ones that are doing all the mentoring, the transformational speeches, the ones who are inspiring you. How can you be around a group of people like that and not feel a closeness to God? It's impossible. It doesn't matter what you believe. But I believe that this particular platform and ONPASSIVE is challenging us to come up higher, even in our spirituality. So again, number 3, ONPASSIVE will encourage a stronger spiritual life. Number 4, ONPASSIVE will increase your knowledge. Now you already know, many people have said it already, $97, and I've learned all of this. Guess what? You learned all this stuff free, right? Because he returned the $97. You have learned all this knowledge, all the knowledge that you learn, not only for Deep Dive, but other platforms, the YouTube channels, and other platforms. People are teaching you things that you have never gotten from anywhere else. That's phenomenal. You have never gotten this knowledge about health and wellness, dealing with economics, dealing with finances, dealing with just being social, dealing with being the best person you can be. And all of this for $97 and now free. Where can you go to obtain the kind of knowledge that you're obtaining from ONPASSIVE? I don't care which channel you look at. I don't care if you look at Marty, if you look at Red, if you look at Michael Williams, Michael Ellis, Deep Dive, Dream Team. I don't care where you go. They're going to be instilling knowledge. They're going to be inspiring you. They're going to take you to a higher level. They're going to give you another paradigm shift. Your life is going to be ready to change. It's going to explode with knowledge. You're going to leave here with so much knowledge that's going to help you become the best person that you can be. So again, number 4, ONPASSIVE will increase your knowledge. Number 5, ONPASSIVE will help you lift up the human condition. Isn't that why you're here? Well, I know a lot of you are here for that reason. Some of you are not. Some people are not here for that reason. I'm not saying you guys, but some people are not for that reason. But many people, I've heard your dreams, I've heard your desires, and you want to lift up humanity. You want to see your desire to become a reality. You want to be able to ONPASSIVE and OPASSION. They are going to be an asset to what we're doing. Oh, bless. They ONPASSIVE create a platform where we can actually make a difference in other
I
people's
can't
lives.
hear nothing.
In other people's lives. And the other way,
I
and
can't
don't
get
forget about
nothing
this.
come to give me a
And
speaker.
don't forget about this. You are going to be able to help other people live their dreams.
I can
Is
see
that
this
an
lady,
asset? You're going to be able to help other
Tara,
people
she's talking.
live their
My
dreams.
volume's up.
Okay, somebody is. I'll wait. Okay. You're going to be able to help other people live their dreams. So on number 5, ONPASSIVE will help you lift up humanity because you're going to be in a position to make that happen. You're going to be in a position to help others live their dream. Those people who live in those remote places who are very poor, they may have a sense of hopelessness. You're going to give them hope. They may have a sense of not having any dreams or a sense of purposeless. You're going to give them purpose. You're going to give them the dreams to be able to hold on and see them come to fruition. So this is what it's all about. Number 5, your ONPASSIVE will help you lift up the human condition. Number 6, and this was very, very important to me. Number 6, ONPASSIVE will cause you to stretch yourself to do things you've never done. How many of you right now, if you think about it, okay, you don't have to give me a response, but right now, just think about it. All the YouTube channels, the webinars, I promise you, I'm pretty sure there are many people who've never had a YouTube channel before ONPASSIVE. There are probably people who've never had a webinar before ONPASSIVE. There are people who are speaking who have never had the opportunity to speak like this. They're able to share their knowledge on a platform where people actually are driven to hear it. They're looking forward to hearing what they have to say. That's phenomenal. They're being stretched. You're getting ready to come out of your comfort zone. And even when the money starts coming in, I believe there are going to be more YouTube channels that are going to arise. There are going to be more webinars that are going to be created. Academy, you'll be doing workshops. You'll be doing seminars, teaching topics based on your particular profession. That's phenomenal. So this is going to stretch you. This is going to stretch you and bring you out of your comfort zone. So ONPASSIVE is going to allow you to stretch and do things you've never done before. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. And the last but not least, number 7, ONPASSIVE will give your family a financial legacy. How many times have you heard the horror stories of people leaving here without a will? And the reason why they don't have a will is because a lot of times they have nothing to leave. They don't have any investments. They don't have insurance. They don't have a home. They don't have any property. They have nothing. That will not be your testimony. That will not be what you're going to say. Because right now you're going to position yourself when the money starts really coming in. You're going to position yourself when you're going to be able to leave a legacy for your children and your children's children and so on. And you're going to make sure that you're not going to be in debt. You're not going to leave your family with debt. They're going to already be brokenhearted because you're no longer here. And then to leave them in debt and then leave them broke, nothing to leave. But now because ONPASSIVE has given us an avenue to become wealthy, you're going to be able to write that will with confidence. You're going to make investments with other people in mind. You're going to be able to buy property and be able to leave property to your children and grandchildren and maybe even different organizations. All those things you're going to be able to do. You're going to be able to leave a legacy because you're going to be in a position to do it. Money put aside for your children's college and your grandchildren and great-grandchildren's college or whatever they want to do. These are going to be the things that you'll be able to do because ONPASSIVE has given you that opportunity. So again, see you over the top. Over the top, not at the top, over the top because of all the things that ONPASSIVE is going to allow you to do. And I want to do a recap. These are the 7 ways ONPASSIVE will change your life. Number 1, ONPASSIVE will create successful entrepreneurs. Number 2, ONPASSIVE will encourage new relationships. Number 3, ONPASSIVE will encourage a stronger spiritual life. Number 4, ONPASSIVE will increase your knowledge. Number 5, ONPASSIVE will help you lift up the human condition. And number 6, ONPASSIVE will cause you to stretch yourself to do things you've never done before. And last but not least, number 7, ONPASSIVE will give your family a financial legacy. Thank you so very much for allowing me to share. Over the top. Thank you.
Over the top indeed, Dr. T, and thank you for nailing today's. It's a trendy project, a very trendy topic that you shared with us today. Wow, all about ONPASSIVE. Very much appreciated. And from those 7 topics, yes, I will pick on 6 and say I have seen a lot of growth in the ONPASSIVE family, and people who have stepped up to do a lot, including you, because you are international and you're hanging with us, and now you're global. You were international in one way, but now you're global, anywhere and everywhere and anytime. That counts a lot. We are so honored. So at this stage, I would say if you have taken any notes based on what Dr. T just presented to us, that amazing, amazing presentation about the 7 ways that ONPASSIVE will change your lives, please, this is the right time to raise those questions if you have any for her. At this time, I will say back to the audience if you have any questions for Dr. Tunishai. Okay. I don't know if it's possible to see hands that have been raised for those who have questions for Dr. T. If there are no hands raised, I would assume there are questions.
Franz Marceline.
Thank you, Dr. Derek.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I don't have a question. I just want to thank her for giving us these 7 things right there about ONPASSIVE. This is very amazing. This is my first time on this channel, and wow, what a blessed time to be on it. And thank you very much. This is wonderful. And I wrote every single one of them down. And believe me, I will revise them every day, and I will share it every day with other people on my group. And I believe tonight you just gave me 7 goals, 7 things to talk about to grow my business. And I know I will have a successful business because of that. Thank you very much. And because of what Ashmos Farah has done for us, wow, I'm just amazed. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you for the 7 topics. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. T, and thank you, Global Ambassador Franz. We appreciate you. And I'm just looking through the chat to see if there were any questions, but we can just...
Sandra Fletcher.
Sandra Fletcher has a question in the chat, Dr. Derek, you said?
No.
Her hand is raised. Queen Sandra, how are you? It's been a while. Good to see you. And the floor is yours, Queen Sandra. Please go ahead and unmute yourself. Queen Sandra? Okay.
Jacqueline Warner.
Queen JW. Welcome.
Good evening to everyone, everywhere. Oh, thank you so much, Queen Debbie, for your amazing. Queen Debbie always say, you nailed it. And thanks for refreshing our memory and telling us exactly how great ONPASSIVE, how awesome a CEO is to give us an opportunity, a business like this in the palm of our hands. We didn't have to go search for it. All we had to do was accept it. So yes, ONPASSIVE can do all these 7 things for each and every one of us if we only allow ourselves to do what is needed. You know, we got to put in a little work, you know what I mean? And we don't even have to put it in a lot because he already did all the heavy lifting. So we're in the right place. We're going to be in the best shape. And let me tell you, we're going to help Mr. Ashmafar to uplift humanity just like he was. That's what his vision was all about, and that's what we have to be all about too. So thank you so much, Dr. T. We appreciate you. Have a beautiful evening. Enjoy the webinar.
Wow. Thank you, Queen JW. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. T, you got that right? All right. Dr. Derek, if there are any other hands, since you are seeing them and I do not, we can move to the next agenda item.
You know I have to talk, right?
And Sandra Fletcher is back.
Oh, okay. Queen Sandra, welcome back. Sorry we lost you, but it's not. Queen Sandra, please, by all means, go ahead, please. Queen Sandra Fletcher. Welcome back. I'm seeing Queen Mabel up instead. Queen Sandra, are you ready for Dr. T's presentation? Dr. Benny, maybe Queen Sandra.
I'm ready to talk about Dr. T. I don't see any place here that you can raise your hands. So.
No, speaker don't raise hand. Just speak.
Okay, thank you. I want to say thank you to Dr. T. I do understand, since you know that ONPASSIVE is my husband, I want to thank you for talking good things about ONPASSIVE. Dr. T, I want to take this moment to thank each and everyone. I will say magnificent presentation, or I should say inspirational speech. Thank you so much. ONPASSIVE is everything, and ONPASSIVE is owned by Jehovah God. But he decided to send someone very important to all of us. And that person answered the callings. And his name is Mr. Ash Mafara, and who is our visionary. He is here, as we all know, to correct corruption, to eradicate poverty, and to uplift the humanity. Yes, Dr. T, you made a statement that the reason why I raised my hands is because you said we will have stronger spiritual life. I notice we will have it, because the more we talk about the importance of God here, people will understand that the force keep talking to our CEO. I love all the 7 points, but I just want to emphasize on the spiritual life. God is very important to all of us. As you guys know, that a lot of people, they just died. One of my auntie just died last week. But you and I, we are here. We are still here for a reason. So please continue to pray when you get up in the morning, when you're going to work, when you're eating, when you're going to sleep. ONPASSIVE is here to stay. Thank you, Dr. T. And I want to thank each and everyone attending this webinar. Queen Debbie, proceed.
May I say something? This is Dr. T. When I thought about the 7 ways that ONPASSIVE would change our lives, I said, wow, they probably would not even think about the spirituality. But again, how can you be around the most awesome people in the world? And I mean that, even on Deep Dive, so who openly acknowledge God. How can you be around the people that are on the Singapore platform? And even our CEO, who openly acknowledges God. How can that not, if you did not believe in God, or you didn't have a relationship with God, it's going to challenge you, because it's like it tugs at your heart. And if you have a spiritual relationship with God, it's going to take you to another level. And if you don't have a relationship with God, it's going to cause, it's going to convict you to say, hey, this is a miracle. This is a miracle what this man is doing, that God is using this man. It's not Mr. Ashbafara, okay? It's God using him like he did Moses, like he did Joseph, like he did Abraham, like he used so many other great men of God. This is God leading, God using. So he has to get the glory. Yes, the word of God says to give credit to where credit is due. So you give it to Mr. Ashbafara. But the one who is making it all possible is the great God Almighty. I don't care what you call him, but he's still the same God, and he still reigns. So I know, again, a lot of you may not even thought about ONPASSIVE helping you grow spiritually. But look at your life. If you think about it, if you take the time and really be honest with yourself, haven't you grown spiritually? JW, Deborah, Debbie, you know what I'm saying? Queen DrBenny, Dr. Derek, I mean, all of you on the platform, haven't you grown even more? Even if you are spiritual, can't you say it's been challenging? You've been praying for Mr. Ashbafara, his family, the team. That's some effort, because you've been undergirding this man. He didn't get this far just on chance. He got this far based on prayers. People standing with him spiritually, not just his marketing team and his tech team, people who were undergirding him spiritually, because they understood that without God, Mr. Ash could do nothing. All things are possible for Mr. Ash because he believed in God. So that's what I want to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. T, and thank you, Dr. Benny. Okay, we're moving forward, and anyone who had any questions, and we can do that during questions and discussions. But for now, I'm going to say we should move to the next topic, which will be talking about cybersecurity. Queen Heather, kindly mute yourself, Queen Heather, thank you. Cybersecurity is what we're going to talk about. And this is very timely because Queen Heather Murray, all right, I'll just proceed. So I was talking about cybersecurity, and we have the best in the house. And she's going to talk to us about the tips to stay protected. Who is she? Dr. Derek, do you have a way of muting? Thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you. Who is she? Who is our speaker for the night? Who is going to talk to us about our, my goodness, it's such a wonderful topic. Cybersecurity, Dr. Benny. I will start from the bottom up. She is the first lady of ONPASSIVE, a global ambassador and the wife of ONPASSIVE, and she got married to ONPASSIVE on March 30th, 2022. That's what I had for her. Yes, that's what I remember when it was officially launched. So Queen Dr. Benny has a PhD in information technology, information security and assurance, as well as cybersecurity. She has a master's in information technology, information security and assurance, master's in counseling, mental health, marriage, gerontology, and education, as well as a bachelor's in public health. She is also a program manager in information security manager and information security officer. Boy, everything and anything that you can think about cybersecurity, she has. And most importantly, what I want everyone to know about her
Button beside.
is that she is certified in several areas of information technology. She has certification, accredited certification in so many of them, 9 areas. Without further ado, please let us welcome our sister, the First Lady, our Queen, Sister Dr. Benny Ntinglet. Over to you, sis.
Thank you.
Hi.
Oh man. Thank you so much, Queen Debbie, for giving me this opportunity. I want to thank King Dr. Derek for this platform and allowing me to say something, or should I say, voice out my opinion when it comes to cybersecurity. The reason why I decided to, actually, this is going to be part 1. We will have part 1, 2, 3, 4, and all. This is just the beginning. I just want to introduce, it's just the tips of cybersecurity, which comprises of a lot of little topics. The reason I decided to share this thought of mine is because ONPASSIVE has launched. We do have a lot of brand ambassadors or affiliates, or since we are all called the first customers of ONPASSIVE, 90%, as I think, maybe they are utilizing cell phones. A lot of people did not know that ONPASSIVE will ever launch. Well, it will launch, but they don't know, that it just happened on the 1st. It was the happiest day in my life. So you guys know that there are hackers out there. They're waiting to intrude, to steal your information. So it is about time for you to protect your information, protect your data. I am going to share my screen. Let's see if it's going to work here. But if not, let's see. Please give me a minute. PowerPoint. Upload. Actually, I haven't used this, but can I just use my regular PowerPoint here? This is PP.
Yes, that would be the second, the first from the left. First from the left.
This one, I see this. Please.
Share PowerPoint, it's first from the left. First from the left.
It says, it says this file's name. Okay, 1 second, please. I think I will soon. Just give me a minute. Let me close this file here. I'm coming. All right. We are all learning, right? to upload this document from the first. Perfect. It's loading, hopefully. Yes, so it is very important for us to protect our data. So it's here. Do you guys see that I'm excited? Oh man. All right. So let's see. This is awesome. Perfect. Sister, well, as you guys know, this is the first part of the cybersecurity. Oh man, I did something wrong, right? Sorry.
Yeah, close it.
Oh man. So as we all know about cybersecurity, there are a lot of countries all over the globe doing everything to intrude into our information here in the United States. But it's not only here in the United States, but all over the globe. The hackers are there. They know everything more than you and I. But sometimes it is stated that a prevention is better than cure. All right, I'm just going to take it this way. And so cybersecurity protocols also evolve. As new technology emerges, cybersecurity protocol evolves. However, there are some basic tips you should carry with you everywhere to stay better protected against cyber attack. Here are some general rules to follow to stay safe in 2023. So what are the main cybersecurity protocols? The first, we talk about the firewalls. Firewalls is the first line of defense. The next, we have encryption. Protecting the encryption is to protect sensitive information. Now we have incident response. For the incident response, you prepare for the worst. You guys know that there are a lot of things happening within companies, and you need to prepare for the worst. If you don't prepare, something would happen that the hackers will do everything to steal all your information and the company will lose. And we don't want that to happen. Next, we talk about employee education. The key with the employees education. It is the key to cyber security. Next, we talk about multi-factor authentication, the key to secure access control. Next, we have regular software updates and patching. Keep your system secure. You guys know whenever you have your phone, sometimes they say, oh, you need to update. You have to update your let me say your iPhone or your computer. Please, when it's time for you to update, please make sure you update your information, right? Thank you so much. Next time, I will try to elaborate on this topics. So the next is what is cybersecurity, right? Cybersecurity is the state or process of protecting and recovering network. When I talk about network, is the web, right? www, you know, you have devices. So what is a device? A device is a thing made or all right. Cybersecurity is the state or process of protecting and recovering networks. Network, you talk about web. Devices. A device is a thing made or adapted for a particular purpose, especially a piece of mechanical or electronic equipment and programs. So a program is a set of instructions, right, that a computer uses to perform a specific function from any type of cyber attack. Now we talk about cyber attacks, right? What is a cyber attack? Cyber attacks are an evolving danger to organizations, to employees, and consumers. These attacks may be designed to access or destroy what? Sensitive information. So when I talk about sensitive information, it's like your social security number, date of birth, driver license, and the rest. Now, they can, in effect, destroy businesses and damage your financial and personal lives, especially if you are the victim of identity theft. So what you need to know continues. Cyber attacks are also on the rise. According to Identity Theft Resource Center in 2021 annual data breach report, there was a 68% increase in reported in United States data compromises from 2020 to 2021. Now, in 2022 annual data breach report from the Identity Theft Resource Center revealed the numbers of data compromises in 2022 was like 1,802. Was only 60 events short of the previous all-time high set in 2021 and victimized some 422.1 million individuals. Moreover, breaches related to cyber attacks represent more attacks than all other forms. Now, the number of data breaches with no actionable information about the root cause of the compromise grew to 187 in first quarter of 2023. That's this year, compared to 155 in first quarter of 2022. In San Diego, April 13 of 2023, PR News, PR Web, today, the Identity Theft Resource Center, a nationally recognized non-profit organization established to support what? The victims of identity crime, released in United States. Data breach finding for the first quarter of 2023. Now, but according to the first quarter of 2023, data breach analysis, there were 445 publicly reported data compromises in the quarter. Now, a 13% decrease compared to the previous quarter, which was 512 compromises. All right. So what's your best defense? A strong cybersecurity system has multiple layers of protection that are spread across the computers, devices, networks, and programs. However, a strong cybersecurity system doesn't really solely depend on cyber, like cyber defense technology, it also relies on people like you and I, making smart cyber defense choices. Now, the good news is that you don't have to be like me. You don't have to have a degree in this field to defend yourself. You don't. And to understand, someone can just teach you. You don't need to go to school to have a PhD, bachelor's degree, associate. But someone can just teach you for you to understand what you can do to protect yourself. Now, this one is important, the use of strong password and password manager. I want you guys to know, remember that when we started this company, we started with Go Founder, and we moved to O Founder. By us migrating to the O Founder, a lot of our brand ambassadors were complaining, right? Because you need what? OTP in order to log into the system. People were complaining a lot. But it was important for us to do that. It's for us to learn. And now we have migrated to the ecosystem. By you migrating to the ecosystem, which we all know that is a one-time shop, one-stop shop, we still have to protect. And sometimes by you creating your email or your OMail, if you forget like the spellings, you can click on OTP, and then ONPASSIVE now will ask you to insert your alternate email. When you insert your alternate email, they will send you a 6-digit code, and then you'll be able to log in just to find out whether the information that you inserted was correct or not. Okay, using a strong password is a must to keep yourself protected, and you should take this a step forward by using a unique password for each separate account you have. This protects you in several ways. Using strong password increases your protection against brute force attack. To name one of many. Now, these attacks happen when a cyber criminal or a threat actor uses a software that generates a random unknown password acquired from data breaches to try to guess what your password is. Now think of a brute force attack like this. If you forgot your combination for a padlock, right? There is a lock that is called padlock. It has a combination. So if you forget the password with a combination of 000 to 999 to find the correct combination, when it comes to brute force attacks, it works in the same way. Now, using a strong password, that is the combination of lower and uppercase, numbers and special characters, effectively lower odds of the brute force attack being successful. Not to mention that strong passwords prevent someone from simply guessing what your password is. So as you all know that that is why when you migrated to the ecosystem, it is being instructed that you need a special character, lowercase, the number. I'll give you an example. DrBenny. So it will be capital D, right? Which is the uppercase, D. And then R, then Benny, 1, 2, 3, then you can choose any special character, which is either a $sign, araba, or whatever you want to choose, right? You want to make sure that the special, you can choose like 2 or 3 different special characters. And your password can be as much as long as, let me say, 10 to 16. No, but with ONPASSIVE, I think the highest is 15. So it is very important. Not 7. It should be more. So that I want it to be stronger. You want to protect yourself. We don't want the hackers to intrude into our financial, system. So keep in mind though that the threat actor isn't always on the other side of your screen. They can be sitting. You can see, you look at Brother Carlton, right? He is sitting, let me say, above, across me. And he knows, it seems as if he's watching me, and he knows what I am doing. He can just collect my password. We have to be very careful when you're typing your password. Now, with a password manager, you only need to remember one password. Once you enter the master password, the password of manager will fetch and input the password in the form you are filing out. Assuming you have already stored the information into the password manager, therefore, you can use extremely strong and lengthy password without worrying about remembering them and without writing your password on a post-it note.
Yeah, on fix, on shade on the internet, man. I'm not hearing you. Your camera is off. I'm not seeing you.